Scott was in our lounge room. My boys rang. I came straight home and Scott was sitting like I am. And the paramedics said, he's having a heart attack. And I went, he's having a heart attack? He's fine, he's talking. Scott got up off the lounge, got onto the caddy. They wheeled him out. I blew him a kiss. He gave me a wink and a thumbs up. And we lived 5 minutes from the hospital. And in that trek, he went into a cardiac arrest and they were never able to revive him.
So Scott and Katrina come to Findex probably 10 years ago. They had young kids, they had a mortgage, and they were wondering the what if question. What if something happened to Scott? What if something happened to Katrina? What position would we be in?
Talking about finances can be a little bit agitating. I know I certainly judged myself around, felt like we had no money. But I think once you got through all those feelings, both Scott and I felt empowered to do something to change the situation that we were in.
Unfortunately, Scott passed away with a heart attack, so it was quite quick and quite instant, unfortunately. So there was no time to prepare. For one day, Katrina and Scott were happy, healthy kids. Next day, Katrina was, what do I do now?
When Scott died, Findex were really quick to say, don't worry about your finances, you are okay. And in that moment, when your whole world has just collapsed, to think that you've got to think about how am I going to pay my mortgage because that's due next week, to have all of that pressure taken off of you, I am so grateful for. It didn't disrupt where my children lived. It didn't disrupt the school that my children went to. When someone dies, you want routine and normality. And it helped me give that to myself and to my children. It scares me actually. If we hadn't have had that initial consultation with Findex, we probably would never have gotten around to taking out life insurance.
If a plan wasn't put in place to protect their wealth and protect their income, Katrina might have had to go back to work the next week or the week after to be able to pay the bills, pay the mortgage, and she wouldn't have had that time to grieve herself, have the time with her kids. The biggest misconception is people believe they can't afford insurance. That's when insurance is the most critical, when you've got young kids, when you've got a mortgage, and you think the cash flow's tight. What would happen if something did happen to you?
Felt like Scott was looking out for us even when he was dead. What a legacy for him to leave Joey, Jesse and I.